auto tech, logistic and fintech sectors. She holds an MBA from University of East London, a CIM UK certification, and an entrepreneurship diploma from Atlantic University, Lagos. Her extensive career with multinational FMCG such as Unilever, Lagos, SunTrust, and high-growth tech startups like Ras45, Sanjay, and sophisticated technologies allowed her to shape and scale dynamic businesses, foster sustainable revenue growth, and implement innovative customer-centralized products. As head of growth and sophisticated technology, Precious leads and drives all commercial marketing and customer experience focused activities and has achieved till date. So this is little about our first speaker, but I would like her to introduce herself more. Maybe I'm missing a lot from her experiences. I'm sorry for that, Ma. The field is yours. We'd like to hear more about you, and we welcome you once again to Bincom Dev Center ICT Career Talk. You're welcome, Ma. Over to you.
All right, Miriam. So should I go ahead or just introduce myself and then?
You introduce yourself and then we shall take the next step of the event.
Okay. So I think you've said quite a lot. You already know my name, Precious Adeshinola. I'm a commercial leader in the tech space. I drive growth marketing, commercial expansion, business development, sales and marketing across FMCG, SMEs, and currently in the tech space in fintech. I've done quite a lot with regards to driving the operational aspects of tech businesses, because whenever we hear tech, we hear indirectly, we hear coding and engineering, and we are thinking developers, but there is more than one way to break into the tech space, and then there's more than one function to bring value to within the tech space. So so that I don't say what has already been said, I'm here to share my experience with the house, and when it's time, just let me know so that I can get into it. Thank you, Miriam.
All right, thank you, Ma. You're welcome. So for now, we'll be listening a little about Bincom Dev Center. So I think Hirat from Hirat. Hirat, are you on the call?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ma. You're welcome.
Please, can you confirm if you can hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
All right. Thanks for coming.
So my name is Irat Adigun from Bincom Dev Center, and I'm an assistant project manager. So this event is brought to us by Bincom Dev Center. So I'll be talking more about Bincom Dev Center and where our services are being located at. So give me a few minutes. Let me just share my screen so you can know what Bincom Dev Center is all about.
All right.
Please, let's use this medium to connect with ourselves by telling us your name, what you do, and what your expectation is in the chat box. Please do that by dropping your details and also your social media handle so we can connect with you.
All right. Hope everyone got this. So we'll be looking forward to your information so that we can connect with you on the chat box. Once again, welcome to Bincom ICT Career Talk. You're all welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. All right, thank you, Ma.
Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen, please?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So just like I said this event is brought to us by Bincom Dev Center. So I'll be talking about Bincom Dev Center and where our location is. Then moving forward, I'll be talking about our services that we rendered in Bincom Dev Center here. So before we move to the question and answer, I will be talking more about the services. So I'll just list it here. Then later I will explain more about the services we offered in Bincom Dev Center. And also, I will be dropping a feedback form in the chat box. Please do well to fill the feedback form so we can get feedback from you, your any addition, subtraction, your knowledge about the event. Please do well to drop it in the feedback form, please. So this is Bincom Dev Center. So Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology talent development and solution platform. Please, are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. So we have our locations at different places. The one virtually near us here, we have at Yaba, Lagos, Ibadan, Oyo State, Kano State, Kaduna State, Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, Warri Delta State, United Kingdom. And we are also planning on getting expanded to more locations. Yeah, so Bincom Dev Center focuses on 3 key pillars, which is your building tech talent, enhancing tech talent, and building startups. So under these key pillars, we have different services on it. So one of the first key pillar, which I said, is building tech talent. So we have our Bincom Academy, Bincom Tech Internship, Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, Bincom Global Tech Program. Then under the second one, which is our enhancing tech talent, we have our Bincom Tech Network, including community events and projects. Just like the ICT Career Talk we are having now, it's part of the community event. Then we have our light space where different occasions are being taking place. We have our Emigrate Tech Visa, Bincom Mentoring Platform, Bincom Tech Career Coaching. Then also we have our building startups, which is our third key pillar. So we are under the building startups, we have our Labs by Bincom. Yeah. So I would like to hand over to the host of the event to continue about that. Thank you very much for that.
All right. Thank you, Hirat. Thanks for the presentation. Now we'll now be moving to our first speaker, so she can start sharing her experience with us. Ma, if you are available, Precious Adeshina. Precious Ola. Sorry.
All right, that's fine. Can everyone hear me?
Yes,
Yes, ma.
Okay.
yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. So my name is Precious Adeshinola, and I have about 7 years experience in the tech industry. But, overall, my general experience is over a decade. So I started my career in the SME space. So I'm going to try and be as relatable as possible. After NYSC, there's something we do in Nigeria called NYSC. So after university, you go and serve the nation for 1 year. I found myself in the SME space, young graduate looking for a job, and all of that in the days of BlackBerry. And, I started in a popular makeup business known today as House of Tara. I was working as an executive assistant, but something kept on telling me that, I could do more. And this is not saying that, being an executive assistant is not a fantastic career, but I knew what I wanted for myself. I knew I had more to contribute. So I kept on looking for opportunities to move. And I eventually got into, the FMCG space and worked across like 3 different FMCG multinationals. and products and brands that people were very familiar with in their homes. Because as an FMCG multinational, we're producing stuff that people use on and product perception, which are very common denominators in the tech industry. So before I get into the details of, how one can springboard their career into tech, I'd like to just bring it home. Why does breaking into tech matter? In the FMCG space, I worked as a front desk manager, front desk customer service manager. People call it different things. But while I was there, it was very important to me to understand the brands that I was representing. What are people saying about it? When people call into the business to find out, things about the brands, do I have that information? So I was deliberate about getting close to people in our commercial departments. They used to call them customer development then. Commercial department, sales department, and I was beginning to learn, how to interact with customers, how to maintain a relationship with customers, and things like that. And along the line, when I eventually got my first tech job, it was those skills that I learned in my FMCG experience that I leveraged to be able to add value within my first tech job.
I wouldn't want them to band like Martinelli, band this guy, band this guy. I'm like, guy, what kind of match you're not playing? Like, bro.
Hello, sir. Please help us mute your mic. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem. So eventually, I started picking up, sales skills, understanding that managing customers and ensuring that your product is delivering on what it says it will deliver is not magic. Neither is it luck. There is a method to the madness. There is a way that these things are planned to go. Organizations plan how to deploy their products. They launch, they pick colors that will appeal to customers. They predict how customers will interact with that product, and then they can use that to forecast what the bottom line of the business will be eventually. So I got to understand that selling was more technical than you could imagine. And that was where I got the first inclination to say, you know what, I want to be a commercial leader. I want to be a salesperson, but I needed to be professional about it. Fast forward, down the line in my career, I saw that tech startups were coming up and everybody was talking about tech. People were moving from BlackBerry to Android. The iPhone was gaining popularity. Everybody was talking about how to do things from an app on their phone and how an app can simplify their life and how an app can disrupt an industry. And so that whole inquisitiveness made me start looking for opportunities in the tech space. So I would say that breaking into tech matters now because there's nothing that you do in your life at the moment that is not one way or the other intertwined by tech. And I think the best place to start from would be to find out what it is that you have that you can leverage to break into tech to start with, right? Because when people think about breaking into tech or starting a career in tech or how they can, get into the tech space, they are first of all thinking, let me go and learn cybersecurity. I need to go and learn how to be a front-end developer, Python, React, and all of that. And they get overwhelmed. And sometimes because of these things, they do not go ahead to do what they really intend to do. They begin to procrastinate or they are not consistent with their goals. So I would say start from what you have. What are you currently? Are you a front desk officer? Are you a customer service official? Are you a social media manager? Are you a sales rep? What is that skill that you have today, right? Leverage it to get into the tech space. So what I did was, like I said, the tech was becoming a thing and there's nothing you were going to say back in 2018, 2019 that people will not add tech to it. So I started looking at this tech industry. And then I discovered that there were different types of tech. There's auto tech, there's fintech, there's agri-tech, there's health tech, there's edu tech, there's Uber tech, there's all sorts of tech. So I said, okay, what industry would need my skill today? And I started looking for opportunities, like I said. And fortunately for me, I got into an auto tech business. It was a startup that was democratizing or disrupting the buying and selling of used cars in Nigeria. And it was interesting because there was an app that enabled people to, come and sell their cars within 45 minutes. However, there was a major blocker within the business with regards to how the sale of these cars were happening. So within the business, there's the tech, which is the developers that are developing the app and all of that. But that connection between the users of this technology and the expected results that the business wants to get from deploying these products to be used by its users wasn't connecting. And so that was where my skills came in. My sales skills came in. And these were skills that I had picked up from my experience in the FMCG space. The beauty about the FMCG space is that traditionally it has a very structured way of selling. So if you're a salesperson that started out in FMCG, there's laid down principles with regards to the way we sold, with the way we interacted with customers. We had steps of the call. We had things that we're supposed to do when we're selling, things that we're supposed to say, a selling process. We had a measurement and a tracking documents that enabled us to measure our activities on a daily basis, to score yourself and evaluate how you're able to manage your time in trade, interact with customers and all of that. So I simply deployed that skill to the tech space, to that auto tech business, and said, look, I'm coming in here as a sales manager to help drive sale of this product. Now I'm no longer selling a hardware product, I'm now selling software, right? So I had to sit down with engineers to understand their thoughts process behind the, creation of the product. At that time, product management wasn't even really a thing. So it was basically we, the customer facing staff, liaising directly with engineers. And that's why when it comes to, tech, I would say that one of the skills that is highly undervalued is that skill of engaging with users. It's important that as a tech business, there's focus on user engagement, because if you're building and then the people that you're building for cannot connect with your product, or you're not building something that they can easily use, then it becomes a problem. So back to, how all this ties up into launching a career in tech. The business that I was joining needed somebody to bridge the gap between its users and its products. And then, I came in as a salesperson, but basically deploying my existing skills to rearrange how the products were being sold. And it was in that engagement with the users. Users were primarily car dealers and people that wanted to sell or swap their cars for money or for new ones. It was there that we got to find out that people didn't really want to come and buy the cars in the car lot. They wanted to be able to start and finish the car inspection and car purchase process on their phones. So that was very insightful, and that was value added to the business. And that was one of the things that enabled me to grow rapidly within that organization, because I was able to show that apart from sales and tech, we needed products. We needed a product team that would always liaise with tech to prioritize what needed to be built for our users, and that will liaise with us that work with the users to understand how we wanted these users to interface with this product. So the key message here is that tech offers opportunities for individuals from various backgrounds to thrive. So if you are looking for how to launch a career in tech or get into tech, and you don't have any technical skill, you probably do not have any science or STEM background, I would strongly advise that you look at what you are currently doing and find ways that you can use that to add value within a tech business. There are several tech businesses up and down the place. I'm sure that even within this community, as we are here, we have founders here, we have people that are trying to build products, we have people that are trying to launch something. So if you talk to people within your circle, you will definitely find somewhere that you could contribute your expertise and skill, and then you continue to upskill from there. The second thing I would like to talk about is, so I've spoken about why breaking into tech matters. I mean, our world is driven by technology now, and is not rocket science. So you can start from where you are with the skill that you have and find how that can, serve within the different tech sectors that are available now. Now, when you've decided that, you need to understand the tech landscape. Like I mentioned, there are non-technical roles and then there are technical roles. I may not be able to say much about technical roles, software engineering, data analysis, product management, but with regards to the non-technical roles, especially that has to do with, interfacing with the users of the product, selling the products, deploying the product to market, making sure that this product is, achieves product market fit. There are roles like sales, there are roles like marketing. In marketing, there are various roles. Growth marketing, this is marketing that is focused on measuring the outcomes of your marketing activities to generate revenue, right? There is social media marketing. Within, the space of growth marketing, there is SEO management, there's SEM, data analytics, growth marketing analytics, etc. Depending on how big a company is, a particular function can be broken down into several roles. You can also find that in some companies, one person is the, growth marketer who is doing social media management, SEO optimization, and all of that. There's the customer success role. Customer success in some organizations reports directly into products. Some of them in some organizations report into sales and marketing. So it really depends on the focus and the goal of the organization in question, which is why I said that even within the tech industry, there are different, tech spaces, there are different sectors and all of that. And then there's the operations. A tech business is first of all a business that needs to become profitable. So you need people to drive the operations of the business to make sure that there's balance, right? So we're talking HR, we're talking admin, we're talking compliance, and process management and all of that, even legal, right? And all of that. So understanding the tech landscape is very important for you to now be able to choose and decide what part of tech you want to play or feature in. Is it the technical side? Do I have the skills? Do I want to go and learn the skills? If it's not the technical side, then it's non-technical. What do I currently have today that I can use to show that I can bring value to a tech-driven business? And I'm sure that there's no one here that doesn't have value that they can use to bring, something to the table when it comes to tech. So it's actually very important for us to look inwards. And then it doesn't end here. When you have now identified that skill, right? And you now know that, okay, tech is not just about coding. You need skills like communication, leadership, critical thinking, and all of that. These skills are equally valuable. You must then begin to work towards improving, because you can't remain at the level with which you got into this space. When I got into my first tech startup, everything I was doing was from my experience in FMCG. And at some point, I was a bit slow, but I realized that the tech space is very fast-paced. So if I wanted to grow in this place, I needed to quickly catch up and even be slightly or as much as possible ahead of, the times. I needed to think faster, do things quicker so that I can measure up and I can acclimatize myself to the way things work, within the tech space. We're constantly iterating. A lot of pivots were happening. So it was important that personally, I knew and realized this and made necessary adjustments. It would also interest us to know that a lot of times, people think that the organization that they are working for is the one that will train them and send them to go and learn something. But I dare say that you are in charge of your career, you are in charge of your life. So even if you get into an organization as a non-technical person, into a role that is non-technical in a tech space, and you want to move into a technical role, while you are doing that for the next 6 months, for the next 8 months, for the next 1 year, you can be training and developing your technical skills. And the beauty is that because you're already within the ecosystem or the organization or the industry, you can easily find places to practice, right? So it's easier for you that is in growth marketing, for example, to learn product management from a product manager within your organization, or to learn front-end development from a software manager within your organization, than for someone else who is not yet in the industry to make up their minds as to what they want to do and break in. So you must understand the tech landscape and make that conscious effort to get in, choose a path, and then decide on how you want to improve your skills along the line, right? As you're doing this, you're identifying your strengths and interests. This is very important. Identifying your strengths and interests. Are you a strong communicator? Do you understand? Do you want to focus on sales, B2B sales? Is that what your organization does? Even if that's not what your organization does, do you want to pick up that skill and hone it? Or are you more of a customer success person? This is someone who has already, when customers have already come into the funnel, you then make sure that they have a very smooth experience within the organization. Whatever it is, you need to choose and be at the forefront of driving, the achievement of this goal for yourself, right? You must also know that for certain roles, you need certain characteristics. So for example, if you want to do like product management or project management within a technical organization, you must be detail oriented, right? So it's not enough to just say, oh, I'm in sales, I want to switch to product management. Do I have the capacity and the detail? Am I, as detail oriented to get into this role and deliver? And if you're not, you have time to build on it, before you launch, etc. So, so lots and lots of these things are things that we can find on platforms that we can easily, develop our knowledge and learn. There are lots and lots of edtechs that people can go on now, subscribe and learn different types of skills. But even if you don't want to spend money at the first instance, the biggest university in the world now is YouTube. You can go on YouTube and get technical knowledge or some level of knowledge about whatever it is you want to venture into. By the virtue of the fact that you're even on this call today, you're in this meeting, means that you want to learn, right? So platforms like Bincom as well, have provided the opportunity for you to navigate your path even as you're getting into a tech or an ICT career, right? So 2 more things that I'd like to talk about: building skills for your tech career and getting your foot in the door, right? In order for you to build these skills that I've mentioned that you can use different platforms. There are edtechs that do this. I'm not sure if I can mention names, so I'm not going to mention any names. But if you Google edtechs where I can learn product management or data analytics or growth marketing or web development, you will find them. In whatever country that you are, you will find them. There are many of them. And I'm sure if you cannot find them, you can ask the facilitators here in Bincom to help you navigate, that search. So there are numerous ones, even the ones that are not edtechs, like the ones that are like online platforms where you can self-educate. They are there, right? And then you must practice. So even for people that are in non-technical roles, like I said, my FMCG background enabled me the opportunity to understand the power of consistency. Every single day I stepped out as a salesperson in FMCG, I had a routine. I had the time to check in somewhere, time to check out somewhere, the number of customers to visit, the number of things to tick when I get to the customer's location. So it was not just when I get there, I'll go with the flow. When I got there, I had steps that I really needed to use to navigate the conversation. And that in itself was training that shaped me as a commercial person in sales, Moving into the tech space, this also enabled me to apply these skills even when I started doing SaaS and when I started doing like tech sales. There must be an outline, a selling process, a pitch, a response to a particular answer, and many case scenarios. If the answer goes like this, or if the response goes like this, this is the response I give. If the response goes like this, this is the response I give. So for example, if you're interacting with customers and a customer says yes to something, then there's a next step for yes. If the customer says no to the same thing, there is a next step for that no, right? This guides and enables you as a non-technical sales, a non-technical as a non-technical employee, you know, within the tech industry, to have a structure around the way you work, right? So depending on your organization, that structure must be there. And if you eventually find yourself in leadership, you must outline that structure to enable people, you know, deliver on their KPIs or their goals, as the case may be. So like I said, you must build projects, you must volunteer, you must join hackathons, you must join communities that will enable you get closer and closer to the kind of tech that you want to do and hone your skills. And then finally, just as I wrap up, getting your foot in the door. You know, I'm sure that's one of the things that everybody here is thinking, okay, so when I've done all of this, what then comes next? How do I get, you know, my foot in the door? Being here is one step. But like I said, consistency, consistency, consistency. Practice, practice, practice. You join communities, you listen to relevant informations, and you act on it. If you had seen this invite and you didn't join today, you wouldn't be here to hear the information that was shared here. You wouldn't know if there were opportunities that were going to be dissipated here today. So it's important that you actually take control of your career navigation, right? Ensure that in your resume, you highlight the skills that you currently have that can give value, like I said, to the industry that you want to get into or the organization that you want to get into. You must network, attend events, join communities, listen to webinars, go for trainings. There's no how you will encounter someone that has experience or that is ahead of you that you will not pick one thing or the other, even if it's just to boost your confidence to take the next step. It's very important that you do not self-isolate while trying to break into tech. And then when you have interviews or you have opportunities, you can reach out to senior colleagues or senior industry peers or just a friend to say, I have this interview, I want to prep for it. Can you help me with it? And then you can do like a role play to see how well or how prepared you are. You can also go on YouTube and look at interviews for the role that you're going to get, or you can Google possible interview questions. Just make sure that you prepare and you do not leave things to chance. So that's it. That's, you know, everything I have to share today in a nutshell. And I hope that this has been helpful in some way to someone that has been listening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your presentation and we really appreciate your time. So if you have any question for our first speaker, I think you can go ahead. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Sorry, before we move to the question and answer section, our second speaker is available. So we can do that after the second speaker.
Okay then. All right, sir. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, Mr. Vikas Shravasva. I hope I pronounced the name right.
Yeah, that's almost correct. Yeah. Thank you. No problem.
All right, so welcome. So I would like to introduce our first speaker in brief. Our second speaker, in brief. Sorry for the background noise. So Mr. Vikas Rasmussen is a senior technical consultant in Deutsche Bank in London. Overall, having around 17 years of experience in software development in the banking domain, and works in the USA and India and UK. He performs different roles from junior developer to VP application development. He also has a master in data science. So welcome to the ICT Career Talk, March 2025, sir. You're highly welcome. So
Thank
I
you.
would like you to introduce yourself to the participant. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So thank you. There was some noise in the background, but hopefully you're able to hear me properly.
All right,
Um,
sorry about that.
mine. So hopefully it's been clear. My audio, right?
All right.
My
Yes, sir.
audio. Okay. So thank you everyone to and the joinees to who joined this meeting for giving me an opportunity to be part of this event where I can share my experience and possibly guide you in some of you in some cases. My name is Vikas. I'm based in London. I work for Deutsche Bank for the senior development position. Overall, in industry for almost 18 plus years now, and perform various roles in various industries. Basically, I mostly work on the banking only. It started with HSBC and then after Bank of New York Mellon and now Deutsche Bank. I perform different roles from developers to the BP and different aspects of the projects and programs. And I work in various locations also, like in US, India, UK, Canada. So I have very vast experience of working in diverse locations as well as different teams delivering projects. So hopefully I would be in a position to help you answering some of your questions going forward. So shall I need to, I need to begin for the presentation or or first the speaker is done, the presentation?
No, the first speaker has done, so
Okay.
it's yours.
Okay, now thank you so much. So I will share my screen. Uh, just a minute. So do you need to make me a host for this sharing purpose or
Sorry, sir, you're a co-host already.
you did already? Okay. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay. So welcome. Sorry. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving me this an opportunity to begin with the presentation. I hope everybody, the audience is mostly, I'm expecting they might be related to the technical team, they are looking for their career to make their in the technical field, as well as they might be in different positions. Maybe some are the beginners, some are already experienced. So hopefully this might help all of you um, in some aspects. So when we talk about springboard for the technical careers, that means we need to talk about some tools or some aspects where you can get a help to make a better career and going forward in IT industry basically. So when we talk about technical landscape, we need to discuss about what is the current situation at the moment in the way. So basically, that industry is very fast growing, right? IT industry, as you all know. Everyone is looking for innovation, create new sort of creative things to help their day-to-day work. Of course, there's an age of technology, so there's a high demand of professionals everywhere, not only in one location. I think across the globe, we have a high demand of IT professionals. And also, in technology is changing fast. Like, I mean, if you are working on one skill or in one technology, there might be changes, might you need to adopt the change. So that's very fast evolving field at the moment, technology, right? So we need to keep this in a mind when we are start looking for our making our career and how to get a success, right? There are different things we need to do to get successful. Like, first of all, do we have a right skill, right? So you should have a skill set to perform the job. And second thing, right mindset. So mindset is very important, equally important than learning new skill to perform our job every day and keep learning. And the progressive mindset is definitely required when you want to be successful. And then, since industry is evolving, technology is moving fast, so of course, we need to have some strategies to deal with it. So time to time, we need to change our strategies, how to deal with the current situation, how to move to the next role, and how to we get promoted. So there are a lot of things we need to do when we start working in the industry. So these three things are pretty important. So right skill set, right mindset, as well as the strategies to perform job. So I hope you understand the current technology landscape at the moment. Um, uh, so for the technical career, I think the most important pillars, what we can call as a core pillars, is of course technical mastery, right? So if you are working in the IT industry, that means you need to master the technology. I mean, at least few areas, definitely, like such as programmers. You want to start as a programming, so you need to be a good programming skills. Design skills, you need system design. Nowadays, cloud and AI is also coming rapidly in everywhere. So that skill is also quite important nowadays, along with core programming skills. So definitely technical mastery is required. Second thing is, since we need to deal with a lot of challenging situation every day, right? So different problems being thrown, need of the business. So basically, we need somebody who definitely come in and help. So we need a hands-on experience to perform the job, right? So how you can do that? So there are different projects. You need to do your own projects, open source, GitHub, other areas. We have Kaggle, a lot of things we need to perform by ourselves, and definitely check how the real world application works. If somebody is starting their career or beginners, they are definitely need to
Eh?
create
What do you say?
lots of hands-on experience they need.
What do you say?
Hello, sorry, sir. Mr. David. Hello, can you hear us? Please help us unmute your mic. All right, sorry, sir, about that.
No problem.
All
Another
right.
thing I would think is, as per my experience, along with the technical and hands-on experience, we need a good networking skills and how to brand yourself, right? You need to sell yourself when you go outside and look for opportunities. That time, networking comes very handy if you have good connections via LinkedIn, through GitHub, attending meets up, or mentoring. A lot of other events happens. So try to be part of those and good and build more stronger networking skills, because it will help you to grab new opportunities, and maybe you can learn from somebody who got in a network also. So it's very important. Fourth one is, I think soft skill is also very important, because if you know technical aspects of the thing and you are hands on and everything, but if you're not able to elaborate or say or negotiate with the stakeholders. Like it is also so that there is no point, right? So basically, you need to work and look. You need to assess yourself and then check how to improve communication skills, teamwork, mindset, and the problem solving. So we need a day-to-day reading skills, analytical skills, writing skills are also required because we work in the team, we talk to the people every day, right? So it's very important how to communicate with other stakeholders in the team or project. So, so it's very important. And last but not least, I think we should be in right mindset to adapt because technical landscape is changing every minute, right? So you need to be keep learning, right? So there are different various platforms are available to learn while you work. I mean, you can start learning e-learning programs. So there are also paid programs also there. So you need to be adapt. You need to build that skill set to adapt and growth. For the growth mindset is equally important. So these are 5 things I would say pretty important. One is technical. You need to be very good in technical skill. You at least build one programming skill. Second thing, apply them on the hands-on with the experience, right? Third would be then start your networking, right? And build also develop your soft skill set like talking, reading, speaking. And then you have to be in the mindset of growth, keep learning and stay curious. So how to do this, right? Day to day. Like we already discussed this in theory, but how to build this as a practice day to day. So I would say if you are starting your career, then pick up at least some of the in-demand skill set at the moment. AI and machine learning is very fast growing. So I think it would be a good start to begin with it. With cloud. Cloud is also been important because I think almost each and every organization is having their infrastructure on cloud. And then full stack is also in demand at the moment. Full stack developers, full stack roles, and the DevOps. So I think these 4 are pretty important. Uh, uh, but there are others also. Hello, am I audible? And then once you pick up demand and then learn it, give at least some timeline to learn that, right? So there has to be your goal. You have to set your goal to learn one in-demand technical skill set, and then start contributing and applying their knowledge in the GitHub, Kaggle. You can pull any project and raise a pull request, and then start performing and applying your learning so that you will we have a real world experience of working those technologies, right? I generally attend, I mean, hackathons, so I also make that as a point here. I used to attend lot of hackathons on weekends, sometimes wherever this happens, meetups, webinars. So because knowledge is flowing everywhere, you just need to grab it and start make a practice to attending those going forward. It will also help us you to build your networking skills as well as give more confidence when you perform your job going forward or apply for any new job also. Especially for the interviews, we need to learn for, I think I would see data structure is the most important area and algorithm because whichever technology you think, this is common. So try to understand because nowadays coding and those peer programming rounds are happening in the interviews. So people will ask you to write the code, design it, and there are a lot of question is also based on this data structure and algorithm. So please spend time on developing and those skill set for ace the interview. There are various platform available. I think CodeAdder, Code Signal. There are so many. So at least go and adapt it. There is a lead code also. There are so many other platforms available at nowadays. Make an account, start practicing, and prepare for the interviews upfront, not when the interview is reaching. So you should be always ready for those. And when these interviews happen, I think again the skill set is required to negotiate them as well as per your skill set and knowledge. You should be ask for right questions and negotiate for compensation, right? So learn these skills practically when you work, when you look for change or look for a new job or first job in the career. And the other important aspect is when you're working, don't be complacent, don't go into the comfort zone, because the IT field is very evolving. So you need to be in a mindset of learning continuously, right? So even if you are working on one part, there are different other things that you can learn, which is especially the trends which are at the moment is going on: blockchain, AI, cybersecurity. I mean, I just name it few, but there are definitely more than that. So keep learning new things along with your current work or current whatever you're doing currently. You can show as you're learning in as a form of certifications, right? Upskill yourself via certification. Most of the organization now actually giving you free or certification. I mean, they will cover the cost. So basically, you should go for it and time to time do. There are a lot of certifications available in the market: cloud, data science, DevOps. And third thing I would say is giving back the way which once you learn it, I think once you then you start sharing with others, that will definitely give you more confidence and also help you to build. I mean, you can build your more knowledge on that area also, because you'll get other people's input, right? So and contribute to the communities. That is also equally important, which I'm also doing currently, right? So I'm speaking, mentoring other IT professionals also. So these things are pretty important, right? Continuous learning, certifications, and giving back. So make sure that when you adopt, learn it, adopt this mindset when you work. And finally, I would say things will not change overnight. You need to be pretty rigorous and make every day. You need to make sure you make in a progress. So basically, you need to run for long, but at least you'll have make sure you'll have some timeline and plan to reach to your goal and work on that, right? So it's a marathon race type of thing. Then once you learn it, you need to reiterate it, share it, and build more on top of it, right? Because things will also change after a couple of months. You need to change your strategy and then build it more knowledge on again new knowledge. And last but not least, networking is very important. Please attend sessions, meet webinars, hackathons, wherever you get, through LinkedIn, whatever channel you want to be have networking, you start do it and build the mindset of adaptability, right? So because things are changing, you need to make sure that you're also changing along with the technical aspects. Yeah, so I think from this note, I would try to end my presentation. please feel free to ask any questions.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for the presentation and thanks for your time. So if you have any questions to our second speaker, I think for the first speaker, questions has not been done. So you can go ahead with your questions before we listen to little about the services of Bincom Dev Center. So anyone with any question? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, no problem.
All right. Any question? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, any question? Any question for the first speaker before we move to the second speaker? Any question? You can also unmute and say no question if you have no question.
Okay, no question. I have a question.
All right.
I think if you're
All
not
right.
comfortable, you can connect me offline. If nothing is coming anybody's mind at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm very well available on LinkedIn. I think my profile is with my name. So please feel free to connect whoever is needed. Help,
All right.
I would be happy to provide, and wherever possible, whatever I can do in terms of
All
getting.
right. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for this opportunity. We really appreciate it. Is Hirat on the call?
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. I've really learned a lot from the both speaker. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Like, I've learned a lot, like not staying at one position. We keep on learning, staying updated by attending to maybe meetups and all that. We keep on learning. Though learning does not stop at one place, so we keep on learning every day. Thank you very much, Mrs. Precious Additionola. Thank you very much, Mr. Vikas, for that wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. So I'll be talking about the services in Bincom Dev Center. So I'll be talking about the services we have in Bincom Dev Center. So while I'm doing that, I'll be dropping the links to different of these to some of these services in the chat box. And please, I dropped a feedback form in the chat box. Please do well to fill the form, please, because your opinions, your knowledge means a lot, and your feedback means a lot to us. Please do well to fill the form, please. Few minutes, let me share my screen and talk about the services.
All right. Thank you, Hirat.
So like I said, Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology talent development and solution platform. And we have our locations at different places: Lagos, Oyo State, Kano State, Kaduna, Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, Warri Delta State, and also in United Kingdom. And we are also planning on getting expanded to more locations. And we focus on 3 key pillars, which is our building tech talent, enhancing tech talent, and building startups. So under these 3 key pillars, we have different services on it, which I'll be talking about now. So one of the services are Bincom Academy. So what is Bincom Academy all about? Bincom Academy is a Montessori approach in training participants in basic skills needed for the modern technology. I will be dropping the link to these services on the chat box. So we also have our Bincom Tech internship, which is designed to enable the intermediate skills level gain mastery and expertise over a period of time. We have our Bincom apprenticeship program, which is an industrial attachment at various skill levels to gain experience and on the job training. We have our Bincom Tech Network, like including community events and projects. Just like I said, part of the community event is this ICT career talk. Yeah, so it is geared at giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. We focus on informing, exposing the youth to the current technology trends and how to prepare them for future in technology. We also have our light space. It's an helpful workspace to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. Please, if you have any event, whether it's a seminar, conferences, or get together, please do well to reach out to us, please. And we also have our Bincom Global Tech Program, which is a solution to launch your tech career globally. And it is a 1 to 2 year program that focuses on 3 key pillars, which is your learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure. Please, are we together?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Alright.
ma'am.
All right, thank you very much for that. So we also have our Emigrate Tech Visa, which help you become globally attractive, tech profile or tech-enabled business. And it is your tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlements in countries like UK, USA, Canada, France, and many more. Then we have our Bincom mentoring platform. It is structured in mentoring solution to help mentors add values to mentees for the purpose of building globally attractive techies. We have our Labs by Bincom. It is a 3 to 6 month incubator program that brings together participants to build a digital technology product, which will be used by real life users. So we have our Bincom Tech Career Coaching. It helps individuals to land their next role faster by offering a combination of coaching relevant on the job experience, career referencing, introduction to tech recruiters, and holding through applications and interview process, and much more. Yeah, thank you very much for that, for listening to me. I know we still have some questions to ask our speakers. Please, let's do well to ask them because they are here to answer as much as any questions you are here to ask them. Please do well to ask them questions, please.
Hello, Hirat, are you done?
Yes, I want to drop the link to services on the chat box.
Okay. So as she's dropping the link, maybe if you are interested in any of the services, you can then click on the one you are interested of. Thank you very much all. Thank you once again for joining the Bincom ICT Career Talk. We really appreciate your presence, and the speakers too. We also appreciate your time and having these wonderful presentations. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day all.
So if you can share your LinkedIn so we can connect with you on the chat box.
Okay, just a minute.
Thank you for having me as well.
All right, Smo.
To share on the LinkedIn.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, have a nice day all. Thank you so much for joining. Bye. Bye.
Please do not forget to fill the feedback form because your feedback is very important to us. Thank you. Hirat, are you done?
Yeah.
All right, so I think we can't end this session. Thank you all for joining. We really appreciate your time. So, and if you have any question to the speakers, their links to their LinkedIn is being submitted on the chat box. You can connect with them.